everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I have got a new product to try. We are having a bit of a problem with Emma's nails. Now we're kind of doing this as, where do I start with this? So what's happening is her natural nail, now that it's grown out, because obviously she had no nails to start with, so they were all on tips, and we had no problems with the gel at all, you know, which is builder gel over those tips. Every set came back, she had, I mean, minimal lifting just on the back bit, which is where you expect, but I'm being picky kind of lifting, you know, and all the sets came out fine, no problem. And then the last two sets, we've had a problem. So the video that you will have seen last was a set that I did. I did exactly the same thing that I do every other time. But as you know, we were fixing her poorlies, because what had happened was the natural nail, as it's now grown longer, has started to detach from the gel, which is an odd one, because when you lift, normally you lift from the back and it goes forwards. You don't lift from underneath here. I was like, well, you know, before I used to do Emma's nails and I used exactly the same brand. It was always an overlay over her natural nails. It never happened. Not at all. Never happened. And I thought, well, we're like, okay, is there a problem with the product? You know, what's going on? But Megan has got exactly the same product on her nails and isn't having that problem. And that is an overlay on her natural nails as well. So anyway, so I did that set, and literally within a few days, there was problems with the set, to the point where, so I did the set on, yeah, so literally a week later, less than a week later, actually 5 days later, I ended up redoing that whole set because they were all coming away. And I'm like, but I'm stumped as to what was going on. So I went and did a little bit of research, and there was recommendations to use a rubber base coat, because people that have got, she has got very weak nails anyway. And it's like the flexibility, because we're using a builder gel and her nails are really flexible underneath, that can cause them to come away. So using a rubber base gel just helps it bend, if you like, flex with it. You know, like when you do your gel polish, but it's way too thick, and then when you grab stuff from your nails, bend a little bit underneath and it cracks all of the, and you end up like these little micro cracks in your gel polish. Do you know what I mean? It's a similar principle. It's how much your nails flex. So I don't have that problem, because mine are actually, you know, these have just come off. You see that? My nails are strong, but that's because I've got good C curves, which makes my nails stronger. Emma's nails are flat, as I have shown you before. They are flat, so there's no strength because there's no curve either. So when you've got obviously damaged, unhappy nails, weak nails to start with, then with no C curve, then there is no strength. And that's what I think is happening, is it's flexing too much underneath, which is why it's only started to happen now that it's on her length rather than when it was on tips. Because even when we came back and redid that set, the ones that I tipped were fine. There was no issues with them at all. It was the ones, in particular the thumbs, where it happened, which again tells me it's something to do with the natural nail. It's not the tip. So I went and investigated. So I have bought this is from Saviland. It is their builder gel kit that comes with a rubber base. It comes in with a 5-in-1 builder in a bottle, and I also got this one because it also just has a normal builder gel with it as well, which I like, because I haven't got a Scooby what to do with builder in a bottle. I've never used it, you know. Back when I did all my training and stuff on these things, builder in a bottle really didn't, it wasn't a thing. You know, you had your acrylics and you had your builder gels, right? And even builder gels were a bit of a new thing, you know, so I trained on that separately. You know, but I've not done builder in a bottle. So CJP do a really, really good rubber base builder in a bottle called Bob. It looks amazing, but it's expensive. And before I go down that route, because I will always find good products for the people that I work on. Yes, they are my friends, but the difference between, you know, the chop shops is that your nail tech knows you. They know your nail. They know what works, what doesn't work. You know, different hormones, different medications. You know, your physical health can change how your nails are and how they react to products. And there's certain products that may not work for one person and work perfectly fine for another, as we've seen with my sister. You know, for an acrylic set on me is completely different to an acrylic set on her, because she needs that extra adhesion, that extra strength, because she's quite brutal. You know, these are my natural nails. Yeah, they've taken a bit of a beating, so I haven't buffed these a lot, because basically it all went a little bit wrong with the previous sets, and I don't want to overfile too much. And yeah, that one is definitely a little bit sore. And I thought it's going to work as a great experiment, because this is what this is going to be. I do not use products on other people until I have tested them on myself. Now, I've used a lot of Saviland products, so I have no concerns about Saviland. You know, you can go and have a look at what their products are made of. You know that they've been tested. You know, so Saviland for me, I'm not expecting any issues here, but I've never used a rubber base coat. So I'm like, my nails need doing, because they are crap. So my turn for a bit of love. Apply rubber base coat and cure for 60 seconds. Will be sticky after curing to increase the adhesion of nail and gel. Please do not wipe. Good point. Put on a nail form. That's if we wanted to add length. Okay, so the builder in the bottle, which is that one, the 5-in-1, that's actually 120-second cure. I assume because you're putting that in a thicker amount. I have applied to the CJP Tips and Tricks Facebook group, which has got demo videos of how to use bob and stuff like that. So at the moment, I'm not going to use this one because I just don't know what I'm doing with it. I want to watch a video to see what I'm doing, because I really can't work out how the hell. Oh, wow, that's proper globby. Look at that. Bloop, bloop, bloop. So it is basically similar consistency to what you get probably in that one. But I don't know how to build a nail with that, because I'm used to using a brush and doing my sushi, because that's how we did it. So yeah, there we go. So that is a 5-in-1 builder gel. It's a 5-in-1 because you can use it. There you go. So nail extension, repair nails, strengthen nails, shape nails, and you can use it to adhere rhinestones, apparently. I think that's a bit of a cop out for that one, but you know, 5-in-1 sounds better than a 4-in-1. So the idea is that, you know, if your nails are damaged or brittle and you're just doing a natural overlay, this is the kind of stuff you want to be using. Obviously with, yes, you can, yeah, you don't build the nail out with that one. As far as I knew, that one was just to go over like a natural nail like I've got, which has got the length and everything. You use this one to build the nail up with. Yeah, I wouldn't use that for the nail extensions, but that's possibly just me. But yeah, right, so nude. So then we've got in here, so this is the builder nail gel. Okay, let's get, where's my scissors? Like I say, I am going to do my nails as well, and I'm going to do a really, this is a design I've wanted to do for a while, and it popped up on Facebook group, and somebody asked the question, how do I do this? And people answered. I was like, that's how they did it. I want to try that. I want to play. Hey, look, I'm excited about nails. Let's go with it. Right, let's have a look what we've got. Oop. Ugh, get off. Right. Wow, that's one pink. That was supposed to be a nude nude pink. I'm not sure I would class that as a nude pink. I mean, maybe when it's on. You know, that's the nude. So yeah, you can see there is a colour difference, which is nice because at least I've got two colours. Okay, what else we got? We got obviously a little dinky brush. That's so cute. And this is the thing obviously that I wanted, which was the rubber base coat, which it's thin like a normal base coat. Actually, I don't know why I was expecting it to be thicker. Sorry, let me show you that. See? So I don't think there's anything else in here. Oh yeah, there is. Ah, who doesn't love those, eh? Yeah, so useless. Those are useful. I love orange sticks. They are always helpful. I should put those over there. Do you know what? I'm not going to diss these nail forms because they have actually come in handy sometimes. And if all else fails, my kids love making like witchy nails. You know, because you can just stick them around their little nails and they walk around like Edward Scissorhands, and it's cute. So they will be happy they can have some of those. Right. I'm kind of intrigued to see what colour that actually is. I know this is going to be a long video, but the next part, you see, I'm just going to voice over because I can't talk and do my own nails at the same time. It just doesn't work. What do I want? Oh, I've got a lot of thin ones. Let's have a look. Because I'm intrigued. I don't use my gel brush though. Because again, you know, the wand chooses the wizard. Okay, so that is a much thicker consistency. Look at that. Bloop, bloop. Wait for it to go down. And then we're going to smoosh that. And I know I have not got nearly enough. And I didn't do my slip layer. Let's do the slip layer first. That's nice. It's thick. And I like thick in a builder gel. Like, you don't want it too thick. So this one, it shouldn't be too cold at the moment. I mean, it is bloody freezing here. Not in my house because I have put the heating on. But yeah, we've just gone through a real big cold spell. This was delivered yesterday in -3 degrees. So it possibly hasn't warmed up enough yet. Because obviously builder gels are a little bit temperamental when it comes to that. Okay, so I can see why they give you a shorter brush. Because that, yeah, that's thick. But like I say, that may just be the temperature. And it will change as we go down. Why did I choose the biggest tip known to man? Because that's not nearly enough on there. But I'm only doing this for demonstration purposes, just so we can see what colour it is. That's actually a nice colour. I mean, it looks a little bit shocking in there. You know, it's a little bit, I don't know if the camera picks it up, but it looks quite bright. That you go, But actually, you can see now it's starting to level out. Yeah, I would say this is still a little bit cold, this one. Which is fine, because I will put it over to where my others are. It's near the radiator, but it's not next to a radiator, if you know what I mean. It's a warm spot in my front room. Okay, I'm going to cure that. I'm going to pop it in for a 60-second. Clean that up in a moment. That's nice. I like that. Yeah, so I like to use the, you know, the same products. Okay, so if I'm using so with the Silcare range, okay, I use the Silcare connectivity gel, which is like the base gel, if you like, for that, and then I use their gel. So I like, you know, you don't have to, but I certainly do, because you know that those two products are supposed to go together and they're supposed to adhere together. So it's a bit like with acrylics, you know, you can use the same, you need to use the same monomer and the same clear, and then you can use whatever colour you like in the middle, and then you cap it. So similar principle gel, but you're using the same base, the same gel, and then you can put whatever top coat over the top you like. So similar principle, but slightly different, but you get where I'm going with that. Okay, so that's that one. Let's have a look what the other colour is. Yeah, the other thing about CJP which worries me slightly is the fact that they say their products need the CJP lamp. And you're like, well, that's another, what, 150, 200 pounds on top? Which, I'm like, that's a lot of money. You know, especially as this is not something I do day in, day out. Yeah, this is thick. This is really thick. Yeah, I think this is still a bit cold. But that's fine because I'm not planning to use these. I'm just going to I'm just testing the rubber it basically. Okay, so you do that and then you're supposed to cure it and then you put the next layer on. Yeah, this is the boring bit whilst we wait for the time to tick down. But I want to show you the different colours, because that's part of the fun of the review video. And people that don't want to see the review of this can just skip forward to the design part, which I do like actually. And it's nice that a lot of other people are doing the same thing, where if you're going to review a product, then do a design, because I don't just want to sit there and watch you unbox something. I want to see you use it, or at least create something during my viewing time. Like I say, this I will, I'm going to do the video on Emma. And then I think, like, you get a blob of it, and then you're supposed to, like, just put it almost, like, down the centre. I don't know, do you do another... Like I say, I don't know what I'm doing with this, because I haven't watched videos and stuff. So... So I'm probably butchering this completely. But you know what, actually, so this is just supposed to, I would say, just to, you know, strengthen the natural nail, that with 2 coats, you're at that already. And then, I mean, do you put another bit in the middle just to make your apex? You know, do you just whack a bit in? And then it like self levels, so this one is not as thick obviously as the other one, so it self levels a lot quicker. Ugh, who knows? That's so beautiful. Right, I'm going to cure that in the lamp, but there you go. That's the colours, which is, that one is, I'd say that's even a bit more nude than that one is. It's a bit odd. Hopefully it's picking up on my camera, but there is a difference between the 2 shades. I can confirm that one. Right, I am going to stop waffling at this point and I am going to come in with the design part. You'll be pleased to know. Right, let's get into the design part. So, yep, my nails, we are going to cut... Oh, for goodness sake, cat, really? Really? She does it all the time. All right, come here. Come have some fuss. Either have fuss or go away. One of the two. Anywho, right, so these are all the products we are going to use today. And like I said, I'm going to do my nails. I am not doing any cuticle prep because I don't need to, because my nails, they really don't need a lot. The only thing I'm going to do is just scrape round like that. My nails have already been like roughed and buffed and everything when I was taking the last set off. But obviously that was a while ago. So I'm just coming along to push the cuticles back, ready for the actual application part, because the cuticles do move forwards. So yeah, you do need to push them back again before you start your process. There we go. Give them a brush, get all that off. So we're going to come in with the rubber. Now this is actually really thin. Like, I was expecting it to be really thick and gloopy, and it's not. It's nice. Like, it's nice. The only thing is when I'm doing my nails, I tend to catch my other nails with my nails, because obviously the way you have to hold my hand. So what I decided to do, because my pinky kind of goes inwards, I'm going to cure these three, and then I come back and do my pinky and my thumb separately. Because I was like, this is quite a thin product. I just sense that this is going to just drip. You know, it's going to move whilst it's in the lamp. So, yeah. I decided that was not going to be a good plan. And I would do them separately instead. Yeah, so this design has got black polish. Now, I love black designs. As you may have noticed, there's a bit of a theme going on at the moment. And do you know what? I don't care. Black gets a bit of a bad rep, actually. But there's some beautiful designs. I mean, black and white is just stunning. It really is. So, yeah, this needs to have a black base on it. And I was like, ooh, black polish. We know I'm not the greatest polisher in the world. So I was like, right, I'm going to do it in my Venalisa mud gel, because it's thicker and I can do it with my own brush, which means I've got a lot more control over it, which I did. I was quite chuffed with myself, actually. Yeah, I had a little bit where I had to wipe off, but on a whole, I was pretty chuffed. And I also wanted to check out what these Venalisas were like if you were to use them as like a full gel polish. I've noticed nowadays that they're doing like the cream gels, but they look like an eyeshadow palette. Has anybody else seen these? I'm like, what the hell's that about? How does that work? Which I think it's basically the same principle as this, but you just don't get nearly the same amount. And you can use them to paint, or you can use them as full polishes. Okay, I do want to get one. just to test it out, really. So it is very, very nearly my birthday. I am hoping I might get some Amazon vouchers, because generally, if nobody knows what to get me, it's Amazon vouchers, which is great, because then I can buy, you know, those kind of products and just test them, and it doesn't cost me anything. And sometimes you get an absolute epic win and go, hey, I like this. I likes this a lot. Especially with the Saviland, and, you know, I want more stamping polishes and things like that. And we all know there can be a big difference in stamping polishes. So I like the Born Pretty stamping polishes. I have tried other brands, and I don't like them as much. I always come back. And you can get them from Amazon. So I'm like, yay. Some of those. A bit of Saviland products. I like Saviland as well. Yeah. I can work with it. Yeah, this rubber base really did smooth out all the bumps and lumps and imperfections in the nail. It was beautiful, actually. I really, really liked it. I mean, just if you put that on and then just put a clear on top, it would be lovely. Now, what I did, I have now been wearing this about a week. I've got no lifting, nothing's coming up on the corners. I've had no reactions to it, because we all know that I can be a little bit temperamental, or certainly my fingers can be a bit temperamental to certain products. So this is the other reason why I like to test it on myself, because I know what I'm like. If it's going to kick off, it's generally going to do it on me. And I always want to test a product on myself before I test it on somebody else. So yeah, here we are. We're a week on and they're going strong. I've got no issues. My natural nails feel lovely underneath. The difference is, so I think possibly one of the issues is because Emma has very flat nails and very weak nails, she's got two problems there. One, so my nails could be weak, but because I've got quite C-curved nails, and in some of them they're really C-curved, it's got that added strength in it because it's got the curve. So if she had, really good nails, but they're still flat, they're still not going to be as strong as my nails, which have got C-curves in them. Everybody knows about C-curves and flat nails and whatnot. So it's a two-pronged problem at the moment. That's why we've been putting the gel on and everything, because we're trying to let the natural nail grow, we're trying to strengthen it up, and that takes time. But something's obviously just going a bit wrong, if you do have really flat nails and you are catching, or using them on the daily basis, then they can bend and they can flex, which I suspect is what's happening here with her nails, which is why I wanted to do the rubber base. I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself. When you have the conversation with many, many times, and then you sit there and go, have I said this already? Have I not said this? I don't know. It's first thing, where am I now? Yeah, it's Saturday morning. I haven't had any coffee yet. I'm like, right, the house is just quiet for a moment. I'm going to get this video finished off and get it uploaded, because I'm trying to get them up as I'm going along, which also means that I remember what I'm doing. But with this one, like I say, I wanted to wait a week before I finished it off so I could tell you what the product was like. So then we're going to come in with some of the white Vanillisa polish. I don't know why I didn't do all fingers at the same time, but I don't. I do them one at a time, so, sorry about that. And we're just going to come in and kind of dust them with the sponge. I know, I friggin' love these nails. I absolutely love these nails. Now, I could have had them as just the white and black, to be honest, because I think that's so friggin' funky. You could totally make like a night sky with that, making a little moon or something. Ooh, that's an idea. So some of them, I put a bit too much of the white on there, so I do come along and kind of take it off a little bit and fiddle about, and then I start to overthink it, which is always a bad thing. Don't overthink it, just go with it. I should have just left it as it was and not messed around. Yeah, the middle nail actually ends up going really wrong, because the sticker that I used, I couldn't get all the bubbles out of it. I laid it wrong to start with, because I've just didn't fathom in my head the fact that it was a really long sticker and you need to kind of lay it in sections, and so you just put a little bit on and then kind of push the rest on and smooth it out that way. And I didn't, and I got it wrong, and I tried to get the sticker off and it didn't work. I ended up basically having to soak it all off and start again for that middle nail. But I'm not going to show you all of that part. I'll just show you how it is. So this is the Beetles polish, because I said I would review the other polishes as well and do some more on that. So this is the red that I ended up looking more like a jelly red. Do you remember? So I've been a little bit disappointed with the Beetles, because the mermaid one is really globby, it's really thick. I don't like that one at all. This one, I do like it, but these were not supposed to be jelly colours. And 3 out of them are that kind of consistency, and they're not supposed to be. If I buy a set that says jelly nails, jelly polishes, I expect jelly polishes. If it's not, I do not expect jelly polishes, you know, I want solid colours. Right, so now we're going to put the stickers on. So that's how you get this effect, which I think is amazing. And here we go. Yeah, I just fluff it up completely. See, I just, no, you have to put a little bit on and then smooth it out from that point. So I've kept it in just so don't do this because it's wrong. The stickers, I think I got them from Nails, you know. I can't fully remember, but I thought they was really cute. Like I say, I absolutely love these nails. It has been so long since I've had a really funky set on my nails. And yeah, if I was certain of what I was doing to start with, I would have even done these as using the acrylic black. But like I say, I was testing and experimenting. So yeah. Right. I'm going to mess around with this middle nail a little bit more, and then I'm going to add some stickers or a sticker to the pinky, and then I do the thumb, but I do that off camera, so there will be a nice picture at the end of this video, which I took whilst I was having a lovely stroll in the sunshine. I know it's freezing outside, but the sun came out and it was beautiful. I was like, oh, do you know what? I really do need a good walk. So off I went on a jolly and thought I'd take a picture. I know. Yeah. Just watching me just fluff this up completely, because you know me, I like to keep my veils in there. But no, that one I did have to completely strip back and restart. It just didn't work. So hey ho. Right, and then that's basically it. Oh, I seem to be losing my voice now. I think that's my throat telling me, would you go and have coffee? Caffeinate me. Caffeinate me. Yeah, I really do. I've actually already done a design this morning because the house was so quiet. So I was like, oh, do you know what? I'm going to sit there and do a little play. But you'll get that video later. Right. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.